Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Committed Critics, a pop culture podcast where we're not only committed to our opinions, but also each other.
Aww.
I'm Kevin Lau.
I'm Ryan Davis.
I'm Zach Wright.
I never thought I was going to be a hero, but that ends today. Hi, I'm Jordan.
Stop.
She's not wrong, though. She's not wrong.
Damn.
Yeah, you're right. Anyways, we're talking about My Hero Academia, specifically the first 25 episodes, which Ryan challenged us all to watch. Except for me, I've already seen them, but I did rewatch it. But yeah, so kind of just going around talking about My Hero Academia and your overall thoughts. Ryan, you want to kick us off?
All right, so like Kevin said, I'm the one who recommended this, so you guys probably already know how much I love it. It's tied for my favorite piece of superhero media with Young Justice. Also recommend that. But the thing about My Hero is that I feel like it creates a unique world with superheroes where powers aren't exactly like make you a god. They can, but they can also just be, normal everyday things like having a cactus head, because that's a normal everyday thing in that world. But each character has their own unique goal. They have their own unique power, and so it's just something really interesting to watch. But I was actually curious to see how like people who don't watch anime would react to it, because I know Zach and Jordan both love the Marvel movies and superheroes and stuff. So I was curious to see how y'all would enjoy it. But I know Kevin enjoyed it.
In a world where a glowing baby started giving everyone powers.
It was just radiation.
But yeah, so Ryan introduced me to the anime shortly after season 2 finished, and I was pretty hooked on it right away, to the point that I also was reading ahead in the manga. I'm a big fan of how it views American superhero culture through the lens of Japanese collectivism. It's purposely, those themes purposely are not apparent in the first 2 arcs, which may hinder this challenge only because of like how manga and anime are structured to be like one long story. So like it takes a while before those themes become super apparent. So yeah, now with the positives out of the way, Zach, what are your thoughts on My Hero Academia?
I mean, overall, I liked it. Like it's a positive mark for me right now, at least for right now. However, the first season was a bear to get through until the villains showed up out of nowhere. It's just like, hey, here are a bunch of villains, and we're gonna just be like, we're gonna start taking over, and that kind of like it draws the stakes out a little bit. It really makes it more like, oh man, like the kids will have to like become heroes and fight, Once that transition was made, I was a little more hooked onto it, especially with All Might. I guess spoilers for My Hero slowly dying. That was interesting to see him like having like have like one last stand.
Spoiler for the first 2 episodes, I guess, which it's not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
it's not that bad.
Right.
Yeah, it's a different take on having the most powerful hero have like the worst weakness.
Well, yeah, for sure. But like having him see like, oh man, this is gonna be his last stand, but then him punch harder. I'm like, okay, that's kind of lame. Whatever.
It's too early.
I didn't. What?
Yeah.
What?
It's too early for the last stand.
Well, no, it wasn't even like they had to like get it, like find a clever way out of it. All Might just really decided,
No.
You know what? I'm gonna hit harder, and it's like, okay, I see here.
Knock him to space.
I did enjoy the tournament arc, which is fun to see all the kids interact and figure out each other's quirks. That was very interesting to see how they like how everyone ticks and figuring out like what's everyone's weakness, how to figure it out. A lot of good character interactions and character moments, which I really enjoyed. And I also just love the idea of quirks in general. Like they're super unique and they're very like Ryan said, they're very like specific, like a cactus head. It's something I haven't seen before, or like the headphone jack powers. Like those are super quirky, no pun intended. And it's really unique to see.
One man is literally a dog.
Oh, Nina?
No, it's a police chief.
I guess the police chief hasn't showed up yet.
Yeah, he shows up in the next arc, but literally the police chief is a dog. You saw the cat.
That's true.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wild. What about you, Jordan?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Zach. Like I liked it, but honestly, I feel like if I was a kid and started watching this, or started watching from when I was younger, I think I would have liked it more, just because I think we kind of talked about this before. Kids, like animated children characters, annoy the crap out of me.
Okay.
Deku is one of them.
Interesting.
With his voice and just everything, like they get annoying. But when I was a kid, like, you know, I was the same age, or like, you know, I mean, I wasn't 15 when did this, but like, you know, I didn't notice that stuff. So I feel like I would have liked it more had I started this at a younger age. And honestly, like with the first 25 episodes, I know you guys have told us this, that it gets better, but like just based off of the first 25 episodes, like it started to kind of feel like a chore to watch in the beginning. But then by the last arc of the first season, I started to enjoy it.
Right. I feel like, though, if you don't like Deku by this point, you're probably not going to like the rest of the series, though.
Fair enough.
That's what one of my coworkers said who enjoys it. He's like, if you're not hooked in right now, you're probably not going to like enjoy the rest of it. 'Cause, like, he does. There isn't like a switch that's flipped. Like he doesn't get better. I haven't even seen the other 25 episodes.
Like the character, like obviously the characters develop, but like they don't change. Like they don't. There's not like a drastic change enough to where you would like, oh, I like Deku now. You're like, eh. If you don't like him now, you probably won't like him later.
I mean, I like him as a character. His voice just annoys me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a personality change. The only one who actually
maybe
has,
then like
personality.
the only solution to the not liking the voice is to watch it in Japanese, because the voice is different in Japanese. But that would be the only solution I can think of for that.
Not even that. It's just Deku's motivations right now are just, I want to be the best. That's it. Like I understand, like that's his dream, but like compared to like Todoroki, who has like daddy issues, you know, like a little more compelling and grounded to like, I don't want to be like my father, which is a little bit more like it.
And even like Uraraka's.
Yeah,
she just wants to make money to help her family. I'm like, okay.
I'm like, I feel that.
That's the interesting thing, is that both Deku and Bakugo have the same goal, and that's why, as the series goes on, it does revolve around that. What's the idea of being the best? What's the idea of being the biggest hero? But yeah, no, like the Deku does make the joke that, man, Todoroki would be the main character in that comic book if it was like, you know, him.
Right? Yeah.
But
I think he even like, I guess towards the end of the tournament arc or somewhere around there, he does mention that like how his origin feels so lame compared to everyone else's. But yeah, but moving on, what's one thing you liked about My Hero Academia? Jordan, want to kick us off?
Sure. Kachan, or is it Bakugo? That's his other name. Yeah, I love him. He's such a dick, but he has some of the best lines, and those lines got me through things. I was like, all right, like you're an asshole, that's for sure.
That surprises me.
I know.
I'm also very surprised by this.
I know. I don't go for the assholes. But like
Bakugo just has a way with the ladies.
No, he's just he's so arrogant, but then he has really like a very powerful quirk, but he also has anger issues, which I just think is funny.
I do like how he like from season 1 to season 2, he transitioned from typical bully to like, all right, he's just a dickhead, which is
absolutely unhinged.
Yes.
Yeah, just unhinged. Like, okay, well, you are clearly just a psychopath, and I don't know why Deku is friends with you. Clearly, he needs better parental supervision, because good God.
His mom is literally the exact same as Bakugo.
Oh.
I mean, Bakugo's mom, you mean?
Yeah, Bakugo's mom is literally the same.
Oh,
as
I thought you
Bakugo.
meant Deku's mom. I was
that's what I was like. Hold on, let's clear this up a little bit.
Bakugo's mom literally has the same anger issues as Bakugo, and just smacks him upside the head half the time.
Gotcha. See, that fleshes him out. That makes sense. You know.
But no, he's my fave.
Interesting. What about you, Zach?
Like I said, Kachan's one-liners would freaking kill me. We just walks off stage like, yeah, I'm gonna win. And everyone just starts booing him and he walks off stage. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I'm in, let's go. I really like the quirks. The quirks are such a cool concept, and they make everything unique. It's not just super strength, super speed. It's like, hey, this guy can harden. This guy has power both fire and ice, but he doesn't want to use his fire side.
This dude has calves of steel.
Yeah, calves of steel with freaking jet engines in them. Like, that's so not crazy powers. They're just special enough where it's like, oh, they can utilize that to be special and be a superhero, which is really kind of cool to see. It's a really
One
creative
shoots
play on-
lasers out of his belly button.
Right, yeah, and then pukes if he does it too many times. It's a really creative play on the traditional superhero powers, and it's similar to like the X gene for the Marvel comics, but a little bit more like more unique.
Right.
I also did enjoy when Bakugo and Midoriya fought for the first time in the when it was him and Uraka versus
yeah.
Ida.
was it Ida? Yeah, Ida
Yeah.
and Bakugo. I did like how we finally see Deku have a little bit of okay, I'm gonna start using my brain to figure stuff out. Like he's more of a good tactician, which is kind of neat to see. I just wish with Deku specifically that he would learn how to use All for One a little bit sooner.
Fair
I
enough.
understand. Like I'll come to this point later, but I'll come back to that point. But I also do enjoy All Might as a whole, just because I love how he's just like, yeah, I'm Superman, and then he transforms like, fuck, I'm dying. Oh my god.
He just starts spewing blood every 5 seconds.
I also want to do an honorable mention to the one fight in the games where it's the guy that can go rock hard and then the guy that does metal hard. That was
Yeah.
so funny to me.
They
I
both
don't
got their
Same
hard-ons.
But
I just laughed because they were both like, I'm the same dude.
I also
that
do
bromance
enjoy
is great.
I also do enjoy Uraraka. She's a really good character.
Yeah, interesting. Because a lot of people don't like Uraraka, or well, I say a lot of people. I mean, there's a portion of the anime community that's like Uraraka isn't a character. I'm like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're very wrong.
The anime community is wild.
Yeah. Also, for you Bakugo lovers, he is the third smartest in the class somehow.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's,
Bakugo
he's
gets
smart.
he gets some really good character development.
Bakugo gives me Shun from Bakugan vibes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I can see that.
Ryan, what's one thing you liked about My Hero Academia?
So mine's is about, well, besides, the power system in the world, mine's is also both about Bakugo and Uraraka, because that fight between the two of them is probably my favorite in the series at the moment, because it develops both characters, develops Uraraka beyond just main character's love interests, and develops Bakugo beyond main character's rival. Fun fact, Uraraka is the second person Bakugo calls by their name. Kirishima, Rocky Hard Boy, is the first person he calls by their name.
Interesting.
Deku doesn't count because he's Deku. But no,
He abuses the fuck out of Deku.
he told him to kill himself in the first episode.
Yeah, he did. That's why I was very concerned when they were both friends. They were friends from Deku's perspective when they were younger. I'm like, I don't think you were friends in Bakugo's eyes here, my guy. I think we need to go back and maybe get you into therapy and have some reevaluation of your childhood trauma.
Well, everyone considers him like, oh, they're childhood friends. Oh, it's his childhood friend. Oh, it's his childhood friend. I'm like,
No.
Izuku just
what?
did. No one else just wanted to be around Izuku. That's all.
Yeah, he was the one that put up with
He's a
your
damn nerd.
Yeah, he was the one that put up with your shit and had to bully the crap out of you.
But I like that. I like the whole tournament arc. I mean, really, everyone's seeing their development, seeing how some characters who are supposed to be the best aren't, and then seeing Todoroki nearly kill everyone. Terrifying. Poor Sero. Poor Sero and his tape arms.
He got
The tape arms is an
nuked.
interesting power.
Oh yeah, tape arms. That's a really cool power.
We'll get back to that.
Oh, okay.
I took the quiz already.
Oh,
Oh.
I did get tape arms.
Nice.
yeah. And then one thing I liked, I think Izuku Midoriya is the protagonist we need, but is he the one we deserve? After this episode, I'm not so sure.
After this first 25 episodes, Kevin, I think you're wrong.
Damn. Anyways, I think the art style is really solid as well. It kind of has the traditional anime style, but also does things that has some designs that make its own unique visuals, and also how the action sequences and the powers are portrayed are very unique as well. So it doesn't push the boundaries of animation, but it is very, very nice to look at. I really enjoy that.
The anime style is nice. I do agree with that. The art style is very well done, and the color palette really pops.
I also
everything.
another thing, I like how this isn't I don't know how the rest of the season goes, but in the first 25 episodes, it's not super depressing. I remember
No,
when
it's not.
Ryan and Zach were watching Full Metal Alchemist, and some of the shit that they were telling me, I was like, oh, And then I watched some of it with you guys. And I was like, oh, so it's refreshing.
No, My Hero Academia is a much more lighthearted series than Full Metal. My Hero will have My Hero will have its dark moments, but it's not. Yeah. But it's all like, you know, it's superhero dark moments. Yeah. So it's not. There's still a level of fun to it.
Yeah, like it's like, you know, you'll see like fights that go a little bit brutal. They have the whole rescue training. It's interesting.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about one thing that doesn't quite hold up with My Hero Academia, and also some of our final thoughts. See you in a bit.
Hey everybody, my name is Jordan, and you've probably heard me on an episode or two, but did you know I also have a baking channel? Bluebell Bake is by the amateur baker for the amateur baker. On the channel, I'll be posting recipes, tips and tricks, and more so we can all learn to better our baking skills. You can find my channel on YouTube at Bluebell Bake, we're currently posting monthly, or on Instagram and TikTok, both at bluebell.bake. Come join our little community where no matter what happens, we keep on baking.
Don't you wish there was a pop culture review site that appealed to cinephiles, both professional and casual? Well, look no further than crpwrites.com. New content such as movie and TV reviews, film essays, and more are released every week by writers who crave for movies like every moviegoer craves for popcorn. CRP Writes is dedicated to making sure no one is wasting time or money where they shouldn't be. After all, you have to be able to buy your popcorn and eat it too. crpwrites.com. Casual reviews with purpose since 2018.
And welcome back to Committed Critics as we continue to talk about the first 25 episodes of My Hero Academia. And one thing we didn't quite like, or doesn't quite hold up with those first 25 episodes. Zach, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, and I'm apologizing now to Kevin. The weakest part for me in the first 25 episodes is Midoriya.
Rip.
Based on what I've seen so far, he still needs a lot of development for me to empathize or sympathize with his goals and his dreams and his aspirations. I understand wanting to be the greatest hero ever. Like, that's his dream. That is his motivation. But I need more to it. I need to stem from something, whether it's he always lived in Bakugo's shadow when they were kids. If that's always just been his dream, it's just a period at the end of a sentence. I need a comma and like, why else do you want this? It's like when you're applying for a job and they're like, why do you want this? Just because I want it. Okay, cool. I need a little bit more than that.
Right.
I can only hear him whine about it so much and see that same flashback of All Might being, you too will be a hero, like every 6 episodes. I understand like that is his that is the focal point he is drawing from. That is his motivation. But at the same time, it gets to be repetitive. I made the joke a while back when he first threw the ball with this, like using the one of his fingers. I'm like, cool, he is just using his powers. But if like that's all his quirk's gonna be is him just breaking his limbs. All right, cool. He's got 10 digits. He's got 10 shots he can use. And when he started doing that in the tournament, I'm like, oh, they're actually doing that. I'm like, oh, all right, interesting.
Well, then he broke fingers that were already broken.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. I figured he'd be figuring out like something different here. Yeah, I figured it'd be something different. Like would be able to get a hold of it, not be able to punch harder, but maybe like All for One would be giving him a different power set, and we'll start to see that at some point.
Interesting.
I do know that Ryan and Kevin say he's about to develop within the next 3 episodes, like something big happens to him. But in terms of the challenge and like the parameters we set, like he fails to be compelling to me when the other characters around him, like Uraraka and Bakugo and Todoroki, are just way more compelling. Even Ito, who has like is trying to impress his brother, like that's way more compelling character work to me.
You saw his brother, right?
He's dead.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yes.
Okay, I was like, you guys saw him. Okay, I was making sure. I was like, yeah, let's show him what happens. Okay.
What about you, Jordan? Go ahead, Ryan.
I can understand that, Zach. Like, I'll say this. When I first watched My Hero Academia, I was like, all right, cool little superhero thing. I was only like a little bit invested. It wasn't until the breaking of the arms began that I was like, all right, I'm hooked. Because it's an interesting concept on the super strength, but I get what you mean by saying like, yeah, it becomes a problem. at
Right.
first.
I do
Just
have
a
a
quick-
question,
Go ahead.
but that's for later though. But go ahead, Zach.
I know. I was just gonna say. So Ryan, way back when, right? When you were just
Right.
like when we were in college, and you said your
Yeah.
favorite superhero was Deku,
Yeah.
but you also said your favorite power set was shadow manipulation.
Yeah.
Does Deku get shadow manipulation powers or no?
No.
No. The shadow
Oh.
manipulation just came because I like Dark Shadow. I was like, man, this is a cool it's a cool
God
bird.
damn! For the longest time, I was like, when is Deku gonna get these fucking shadow powers?
No,
Okay.
Deku's my
See,
favorite character for different reasons.
Because I want
But-
the question I want to ask is like, where do you guys think this show is going? So that way I can kind of see what your expectations are at.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
But I
they
wanna-
graduate.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I mean, Deku has to become the greatest superhero in the world, and whether that is like the same kind of like Voldemort, oh, he did great things, terrible but great things, either that kind of thing. But I don't think it's going. The show isn't dark, so I mean, Deku has to become All Might at some point. Not become All Might, but become All Might in his own sense of the word, and become like the greatest hero.
Okay. Because I don't know. I picked it up pretty early on, but like essentially this is like a big like one long origin story for Deku.
Yeah,
So
But it's also kind of one for Shigaraki too.
yeah. So I don't know if that helps with your expectations. Because it doesn't go super far into the future. I think right now the series only spans like 2.5 years.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if that helped manage expectations or not.
I have a feeling the last like thing we'll see is the future. Like they'll have a time skip and they'll show you everyone. But right now, yeah, it's only been 2.5 years.
I mean, with where you guys are at in the show right now, is he still fucking breaking his arms and fingers?
Oh, no.
He stops that
There's,
literally
like-
like
He stops that literally like within the next three episodes.
God damn it.
like I said,
Y'all
like
fucked
watch
up.
the next 3
Y'all
episodes.
fucked
You want to see limbs breaking.
Y'all
That's why I was like,
30
I was like a little
episodes.
worried. It's like, I don't know, like I feel like they need to see the end of season 2, but like I don't know if they don't like the character though, it's not going to help.
I think you should watch the end of season 2 because that does give a huge development for both Deku and Bakugo, and even All Might.
And just the
As a-
tone of the show overall, but it's not like a huge switch. It's just like, oh, like this is a serious thing.
I will say
Um,
part of our reasoning why I think, we're a little iffy about it is the Funimation app on PS5 is terrible.
Holy fucking
Yeah.
shit. It is
Yeah, I
so
know.
bad.
Would it be
Awful.
better if I ripped
So
I shouldn't say this
No,
on
because I have to
air.
hook my laptop. It's a whole thing. No,
no,
Jesus
with
Christ.
Funimation on the PS5, yeah, it like after it's so weird, and it also could have been because I was on it occasionally, but I think it's mostly just the app itself.
So yes, it was because we were sharing it, Ryan. So if you had our own account, it might be something different. But like every time I'd come back, like I have to go like research My Hero, like start it, and then I have to like turn on subtitles every time. It doesn't automatically save the subtitles.
And then you have
Yeah,
to
that's another
rewind it.
problem.
Then I have to rewind. So I have to rewind it, hit play, turn on the subtitles as it's playing. Then like let it don't hit B like you do on like Netflix or Disney Plus to get rid of the UI. It's like the scrub bar. If you press circle, it's gonna just close out the episode. I'm like, Jesus Christ, who designed
you gotta
this?
go.
This is-
You gotta go back down on the timeline. Yeah, it's a little bit
And-
annoying, especially since I've watched the series, so it's basically like not resetting. It's just starting from where I last left off.
Yeah,
I mean,
so, like,
just
don't-
the
I don't mind
anime
doing that.
streaming apps in general are just awful. Like even
Like,
Crunchyroll is terrible.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
But sorry, but that's a superficial thing. Like, yeah, but besides that, like story wise, I don't know. If I can see some better development from Midoriya, even just a little bit, like he learns to stop breaking his fingers soon, if he starts to figure out All for One a little bit more, then yeah, I think I'll be able to empathize
So-
with him just a little bit more.
Okay.
Do you want me to tease you a little bit of what's coming?
I mean, that's my thing with All for One. Is he gonna just become All Might?
No, it's not gonna be like that. Like
It's like his own
Yeah, 'cause-
reiteration of it, right?
the main part of Midoriya's arc is learning about what the kind of hero he needs to be versus what kind of hero he wants to be. He wants to be just like All Might. He needs to be something different.
Right.
There's a very funny moment where everyone kind of just says, Midoriya, you're an idiot for not realizing this. But in his mind, it's like, no, this makes sense why he was never doing this. And it has to do with why he's punching so much.
My inkling, the idea I have is it's going to be something to do with like All for One isn't like not meant for him. He's just not going to utilize it. Like he'll have it, he'll hang on to it, but it's his brain. Like his tactics are what actually is his power. Like his normalness is going to be what makes him the greatest superhero.
Kind of. So, I mean, I'll just go ahead and say what happens in a few episodes. So he learns. So instead of like condensing One for All into like a part of his body, he learns to like kind of spread it out all over his body at like 5%.
Okay.
That keeps him from breaking his arms. And then eventually he learns to like manifest more and more. Like, but like I think as of right now, like he's like 20%.
No, he's at 45. He's at 45%.
He's at 45. All right, interesting. But there are moments where he's in a situation where he can use 100%. So he learns to stop breaking his limbs. But by just using only 5% of his power.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But it's the
right,
power
Jordan,
set
don't-
is still just like All Might's.
Power set's still kind of like All Might's. It looks differently when Deku uses it because of just how One for All works. And then there's like the whole mythology of One for All goes deeper and creates new things for Deku. I don't want to like spoil that part of it, but
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested to see is what new thing it creates for Deku specifically.
it takes a while for new things to be created. I will say
Gotcha.
that.
Okay.
All right, I'll start.
Like that
now.
is
Jordan,
that
go
is a
ahead.
season 5 thing.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan, go on your rant. I want to hear this.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So the one thing I disliked was the fucking sticky ball baby back bitch who keeps sexualizing the girls. And notice how I say girls, right? They are 15 years old. I get he's 15, but he looks like he's 2. And I hate him with every fiber in my being. I hate this little kid.
He has a diaper.
He has a diaper. He should not be in here. I don't know how he got in because he always runs away from danger and he just throws his little sticky balls. And then he took the kid that has the bat wings and he was like, protect me in the games. And then like, it was a smart tactic. Don't get me wrong. It was kind of smart. I'll give him that. But then he's like, none of the girls want to be on my team. And it's like, yeah, because you're a fucking pervert. And I hate him
Yep.
with every fiber.
So
Yep.
Jordan, just to tell you how he got in, it's because they fight the robots, right? So he basically gunked up the robots with the sticky ball so they couldn't move. So that technically counts as beating them.
Oh my God.
Hence why he got into the hero program. And the reason he wants to be there is just to be famous.
I hate him.
I mean, everyone in the universe hates him too. So like,
Yeah. Also,
you're not alone.
Also, Jordan, Zach, do you want to know how the Invisible Girl got in?
Yes, actually,
Yes.
I'm very curious about this.
No one could prove that she didn't destroy a robot.
Oh, we did hear that. We did hear that part.
Mhm.
That is hilarious.
So,
But Ryan, what's
Yeah.
one thing you didn't like about My Hero Academia in these first 25 episodes?
besides Mineta, because again, Jordan, no one likes him. He's the worst thing that ever exists.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just how hard it is to get someone invested in the first season, especially the first 2 episodes. Because I remember showing this to me in Jordan's comic book class because we had just finished The Boys, and I showed My Hero Academia.
Yeah, it's
Weird
true.
transition.
I chose the boys.
Yeah, it's a weird transition to go from like Billy Butcher just saying like a whole bunch of like slurs and you're seeing people's dicks out and all that, and then we go to My Hero Academia, and literally they have the line, "My one weakness, I need at least a 2-lane street to get past here," and I was like, oh god. I literally was like, oh god, I feel so embarrassed. I'm like, I don't even want to do this anymore.
The
Can we
class
leave?
did like it though. They
I know
they
that's
were
what
interested.
that's why I was happy about it. I was like, okay, they liked it. I'm good. I know a few people in that class who went on to watch the rest of the series.
The comic book class just takes Ryan outside and starts bullying him.
Jesus, they all come Bakugo to Deku.
But it's just a bunch of comic book nerds.
Hey, it's possible. I don't know.
it is possible.
No, but like it does a good job of blending the Western culture with anime, but it definitely feels kiddish in the initial episodes. Minus All Might having a hole in his body and coughing up blood, and Bakugo telling Deku to off himself.
Jesus Christ.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but
Besides those first things and the like first couple episodes, like for the most part, it does. I get what Zach and Jordan means. It does feel like kind of like a made for a younger audience, like kind of a kids like show.
Right.
And then as it goes on, it clearly does not become that.
okay.
I wouldn't say clearly.
I mean, the hero killer literally was like, "Oh, okay," or you know,
the stakes
Aizawa
do get
getting his-
raised, but it's still like, you know, it's aimed for like, you know, the 14-year-old audience and it ages with its audience. But like,
Zach and Jordan, I want to ask you, how'd you feel about Aizawa getting snapped like a twig?
Dude, watch him get his shit kicked in. I'm like, they should just killed him. Like, he's so brutally like hurt right now. Like, he's got all the bandages all over his shit.
Oh, I forgot who it was for a second.
Yeah, the
Eraserhead.
teacher.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like him.
Eraserhead, yeah.
Like, I
He's
understand.
great.
It's like
He's a
it's made
great
for-
teacher.
Yeah, he's a great teacher. Like, but I think that would have been like a good like. All right, we have our first death right here. Like, all it gets to be like, oh my god, the stakes are real.
I thought 13 was a goner.
Oh yeah, 13 with her back blown out,
Yeah.
not in a good way.
Oh my god,
Oh my gosh.
Kevin, what about you? What's one thing you didn't like about the first season?
the first arc / season starts off a little too basic. Like when I was first watching it with Ryan, I was like, aha, it's Naruto, like, you know, Bakugo, Sasuke, all this stuff. And then rewatching it now, I'm like, oh my god, just move on. I understand the setup. Like,
Yes.
like it's purposely simple so that way like when the manga starts, because the chapters come out weekly and they're like really short, so they gotta like, you know, try to make it simple so that way new readers can like just kind of jump on board within the first, you know, so many chapters. Even then like reading it in manga form, that first season is only like less than 3 hours to read it. It's 21 chapters,
Jesus
but like less than 3
Christ.
hours to read.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That this could have been like half a season. Like it's expanded like especially the first volume was expanded a bit in the anime, just to kind of make the pacing work a bit better. But still,
think-
it's like
I think it was more a detriment. The pacing could have been trimmed down a little bit, especially with the
I
first
agree.
season.
Here's how I feel, because like the first season, I feel like could have been combined a little bit with the second season, so that way it's like you get to introduce all these characters, because like it's not really until like that first half of the second season where you're introduced to the rest of the class. Up until that point, you just know Deku, Bakugo, kind of Todoroki, and kind of like Uraraka and Ida.
my only thinking is that they weren't given a full season for the first season. Like, because
Yeah.
this wasn't super popular with like when the manga was coming out. This was more like a roll of the dice for the
Okay.
studio. So once the first season started airing and it started to get pretty popular in America as well, that's when they would finally like started getting full seasons with season 2. So it's kind of, that's why the animation is a lot smoother in the second season than the first season, because there's just you know, more money put into it as well. And
I think the part of season 1 is you do see they spend a lot of time like with the you too can be your hero and a lot of flashbacks for
so
Midoriya.
flashbacks are used especially in first seasons to 1, save money, and 2, get new viewers on board as they're tuning in, because like this anime airs on TV still on cable.
right, yeah.
So like you just get new viewers as they're tuning in, no matter what episode. So it's just like. So yeah, like the first season is kind of rough to get started with. Like I always say just like watch season 2 and then decide whether or not you want to keep going.
Right.
See,
yeah.
the problem with anime is that like they're expecting like, all right, if you walk into random episode, here's like a little flashback to understand what's either going on, like just happened in the previous episode, or what the character's motivation or something. Because it's like, instead of just doing like, oh, previously on, because that's why I equated it to when they show like those like first couple minutes of like the last episode, it's basically having the previously on such and
Yeah.
such.
Right.
I think the
Instead of
biggest
doing
thing for
that.
me is you could have taken like the first like 5 episodes of like everything up until the villains show up at the USJ. Is that what it is? UJS?
Yeah, a USJ. Yeah.
USJ. And then you could have showed me a recap video, be like, hey, Midoriya gets this power. Okay, cool. Villains show up in their school. All right, cool. It's Hogwarts with superpowers. And then a little recap video, watch the hero report, and then watch season 2.
I've only seen one show do this, but I wished every show did this with their like either physical releases or streaming releases, is to have essentially a binge mode where you watch the whole where like it plays the whole story and like but skips the recaps and like the theme songs and the end credits. It just like you just keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
The show I'm talking about is Attack on Titan. Like I love binge mode for that. But like I have not seen any other show do that. I'm like, bro, especially for anime, please make that a regular thing in the releases. It's like
I think
that'll
My
make it
Hero
a
would
whole lot
benefit
easier.
a lot from this, especially like
My
coming out
Hero
most of
and
the recaps.
Naruto would benefit a lot from it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You guys say the flashbacks in My Hero are bad. Naruto. Is
No,
way
I'm
worse.
not. I'm not saying it's bad in My Hero. For I was able to handle it, but I know with Zach and Jordan, like it's tough for them.
No, that's what I
Naruto
mean.
definitely. Oh my god, only 7 minutes of new footage every episode. Sometimes not even.
Yeah, I know that. I've heard that too from other friends.
It's terrible.
All right, final
yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Actually, Ryan has a question for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for Zach and Jordan, I had. Would you recommend this to people who enjoy superheroes or superhero shows, movies, media, whatever? And would you keep watching? That was my question for the two of them.
I would, because I love the quirk system. I love how unique it is. I love how it's a different take on the classic traditional superpowers. It's super unique. It's different. It's cool to see. But it'd come with a big disclaimer like, hey, season 1, little rough to get through. But once you get on to season 2, it shapes up a little bit better. I think if it had that binge mode like we just mentioned, like and structurally in like the Funimation app, then this could handle it, make My Hero a lot not easier to sift through, but trim the fat on the first season with some of the flashbacks, with some of the recaps, cutting out the intro song to be once. I think that would help out a lot.
Skipping the intro songs of an anime. My god.
That second intro song though is a banger. And
The which one?
The second season one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're after. Yeah, no, they're all after. From now on, they're all bangers.
Yeah, the first one. The first one is definitely just like very like. All right, here we go.
Season 4, man. Season 4.
I do wish if I had been younger and like I'd watched this around the same time I watched like The Last Airbender, I think I would, if I was the demographic for My Hero, I think I would have more of an affinity for it. I think I would connect more to it. But yeah, I just need to see what goes. I need to see like the halfway point for Deku's journey and be like, okay, where's his origin story going?
Okay, I was actually gonna ask you, like, do you want me to send you a clip of what happens later, like,
Yeah,
just
sure,
to
send
kind
me a
of
clip.
see, like, kind of know what to expect? Okay, I'll there's one clip I'm thinking of that I can send you.
Yeah, if Deku finally has hair on his balls, sure, I'll see it.
Oh yeah,
His voice drops next episode, just like, "Hey, I'm Deku."
Hey guys, holy crap!
but Ryan, I'm thinking of like the infinite 100% battle for them.
Okay.
I think that'd be
yeah,
a
well-
nice tease.
Yeah, I think so. Jordan,
then
what about you?
Good, yeah.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Zach. Like, I would recommend it for people who enjoy superhero shows. Like, again, because the quirks are so unique and different, and those are synonyms. But how, like, I don't know, they were just very interesting to see, like, what other powers people can have. Like, if I'll keep watching, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I kind of want to, because you guys have been hyping it up all the time. You're like, this gets better. Or not, I guess better, but cooler too. I don't know.
But I don't want to overhype it for you guys and you
Right.
end up being disappointed.
But like, I feel like if I were to keep watching it right now, it would kind of it'd feel more like a chore. And I don't want that. And also like with the Funimation app, like I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
want to have to deal with that right now.
I'm so
Funimation
sorry
app
for
is
that.
absolute garbage.
It's worse than Disney Plus.
It is, surprisingly.
Yeah, sadly.
Disney Plus at least has a decent UI.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for everyone, I was gonna ask, what quirk would you want, and would you be able to actually use it realistically?
One for all. I can handle it.
Yeah, absolutely not. It would
the
tear
more
your body apart limb from limb.
More realistically, though, I think Jiro's earphone jack quirk is pretty cool, and I would want that.
That is a really cool
Yeah.
quirk.
Ryan?
Yeah, as you guys know, I already said Dark Shadow because I'm like, all right, I got this little cool bird thing that has like omnidirectional abilities. You haven't seen what he looks like in the dark. In the dark, he's terrifying.
Okay.
That-
Season 3.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jack?
For me, I think
what do
I'd
you
go
got?
with Todoroki's just because
Okay.
you got a lot. You got a wide range of power sets right there. It's not just
You
ice,
can
not
be
just
cold
fire.
and you can be hot. Like, what else do you need?
You are icy
that's
hot.
really
just
it.
like Bakugo.
That was the funniest line.
Icy hot.
Icy
Yeah.
hot's so funny.
Okay, I've come up with a hero name for him, and it's Freezer Burn. That's all I want is the hero name.
Oh,
to
that'd be
called.
cool.
That's pretty cool. But also, I kind of would want to pick one of the ones that have can harden, just so I can say I have a heart on all the time.
Oh my god.
So Zach, with the icy hot, do you want to have the abusive father with it?
No,
Exactly.
I just want the power set.
That's fair.
Fair
Jordan,
enough.
what about you?
Just from the ones that we've seen so far, I would say I'd either go with Todoroki's or Yayo Zoro's.
Yayorozu's.
Just call her
Yayo
Momo.
Rose's. Thank you. Yes.
Just call her Momo.
Momo. Yeah. I really like her power. I think it's cool. Like you study things and then you know how to make them and you can just generate them from your body.
It's literally alchemy.
You literally, but you have to have her skimpy outfits all the time.
But like she's fit though.
She is.
So I feel
She's
like
also
it'd be
15.
okay. Like if I had that body, I don't like sexualizing this by any means. Like
She's 15. Watch yourself.
I know. It's gonna be like fucking Mineta over here.
You become what you wanted to destroy.
No, but like she's fucking fit for a 15-year-old. I mean, I'm sure I maybe was like that. Not really at all when I was 15.
Anime teenagers, man.
Yeah. But she's got she's got stuff. Like she can I mean she needs all that skin though so she can generate things. So like it makes sense. Like I'd have to go with the skimpy outfit.
No, I get what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
she can flaunt it.
Yeah.
So it's not bad.
No, she's confident in herself. That's what we like. Body positivity.
Exactly.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Nobody wants the electric powers.
No, because I don't want to be stupid after
I
5
thought
minutes. Everyone
about
makes
it.
fun of me for it.
I thought about it, but the way it works in this show, I'm like,
Fucking Pikachu over here.
It's Pichu from Brawl.
All right. But so yeah, thank you, Ryan, for picking My Hero Academia. And whoever the person who's choosing the next challenge is Jordan.
Yeah.
What you got for us, Jordan?
Not what you thought it was going to be.
Damn it! I watched the whole show too.
Did you really?
No, but what
I
if?
was really like,
Oh,
wait,
that
what?
would be funny. Kevin thought I was going to suggest something Bridgerton, and I am not.
I did too.
Yeah, no, I am not. Ryan, I even told you what we're doing.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah, so we are going to be watching a play
Okay.
that was on Broadway, and it was
Okay.
Netflix did recorded it, and then it's a Netflix special now.
Oh, okay.
So we are going to be watching Oh Hello on Broadway.
Oh, never heard of it.
Yeah, so it
I haven't
is. It's a comedy that stars Gil Faizon and George St. Geegland, aka Nick Kroll and John Mulaney,
Okay.
played as really old men, and it's a play within a play, and it is one of the funniest things I've watched.
Oh, hello on Broadway.
Yes,
I see it.
it is so funny, and it probably not what you're going to expect it to be.
Almost
the
2 hours. How could I?
Just from the premise alone, like I'm looking
I
at the
did
summary right
fucking
now. just
10
to have on
hours. I want to
Netflix.
hear it from you, Kevin.
The summary just says 2 delusional geriatrics reveal curious past, share a love of tuna, and welcome a surprise guest.
Yes,
And I'm like, all right.
yes, like
Do
they
it.
pull a celebrity guest from the audience and interview them, and it's all improv.
Interesting.
All right.
It's so good.
I'm curious.
So good. I'm so excited.
I'm surprised I never heard of this.
Yeah, it was came out I think our sophomore
It says
year of college?
2017.
2017. Okay, so that was
yeah.
freshman year. of
But like
college.
there was a bit where like I was just watching everything John Mulaney. I'm surprised this never came up.
I don't know.
Well, with
Yeah.
that, Kevin, take us out.
If you want to hear the rest of our thoughts on other topics, tune into our full episode over on Patreon. Link to that is below in the description. $5 tier is what unlocks these special episodes. You can follow us on Twitter at Committed Chris, COMMITTED, CRITS. On YouTube, Committed Critics, spell the same there it is here everywhere else, where we also do Let's Plays of video games as well. TikTok at Committed Critics. So also all spelled the same, one word. And special thanks to our current patrons, Davey Peppers from Game Mechanics, Ryan Kolakowski from Ryan Plays Drums, Andy Phillips from Andy Phillips, Jody Wright, Devin Vonderhyde, and a new patron, Brandon Morales. Ooh. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.